Lionstone 1213. Now listen to this, Putin and Trump. Father tells me this is what I'm getting at. Alright. The resurrection of Christ. Why Jesus Christ resurrected in 3 days? Let me explain something to you. Each day that Jesus Christ that stood in hell represented a 6. You understand? To give us 666. Okay? 3 days he stood in hell. Each one represents a 6. Okay? Today we got 13 countries that celebrate Easter, including the United States. Right? All these Illuminatis and music stars go like this, right? Claiming the 666 sign, right? But we could recognize that we ain't reached the 666 sign. Why? Because we still ain't marked up. So, really, what is the correct form in today's present time? The rabbit sign, right? 2 6s. We passed 2 6s already. 2 wars, 2 6s. Okay? Since Jesus' death, it's been 1,983 years. Okay? So, you multiply 666 3 times for 3 days, and it gives you 1,998 years, right? Then you subtract 1983 on the 1998, and it gives us 15 years left. Now, get this clear. I'm not telling you that we got 15 years left before something happens. Because like scripture don't is made specific. We should not know the day or night, but we shall have signs that gives us vigilant to understand. So I don't know specifically what when is gonna come, but he's leading me to seek around this area. You know what I'm saying? Which makes perfect sense. Say I get successful, I get with Taylor. It gives me 12 to 12 years old. He tells me he wants me to pass over the kid. So that will give it a time basis to where he could become a young adult. You know what I'm saying? And move and ready to take leadership. You know what I'm saying? Within 12 or 13, he's going to be wiser than everything else, any other kid that's ever existed. So he's going to have special abilities and special powers, you know what I mean? And if he carries Taylor Swift's gene, he's also going to be, you know what I'm saying, very tall. You know what I mean? So we could look at 1983. It's been 1,983 years since Jesus has died. You multiply 666 3 times, which for 3 days, each day represented a 6, gives us 1,998 years. So you subtract that, it gives us 15 years. Now, we recognize that we passed 2 world wars. We recognize that Easter and the rabbit is here. You know what I'm saying? We also recognize music. You know what I mean? Which 3 music or which 2 music? You know what I'm saying? And if there is one more music that the Antichrist is gonna bring, that is gonna make everybody sing it and worship it. You know what I mean? But the ones that I could concrete in English language that has done the most damage, you know what I'm saying? It's been rock and it's been rap. You know what I mean? The rap has taken over the world. The rap is also hip hop. Hip hop bounces the bunny. You know what I'm saying? Why I say the rabbit? Because samurais was the one that created the rabbit. Today, we got, you hearing the rap music, these rabbit assholes, you know what I mean? They say it in the spirit, you know what I'm saying? Picking up the spirit that comes with it, you know what I mean? They talk about it without recognizing what they're saying. You know what I mean? Having no knowledge toward how damaging, how powerful the structure of the music is. You know what I mean? So we look at from the time music has always existed, and music was an instrument of God, right? Also, what dominates today? The Playboy, porno. You know what I'm saying? The Playboy, you know, dominates this country. And the Playboy bunny as the rabbit. You know what I mean? As the rabbit also represents that side of industry. Now, shit, I just got a brain log. We look at now, since electricity, we know 77. If you put seven and 7 like this, gives us a lightning bolt. You know what I mean? 77 gives us a lightning bolt. Lightning is what gives us electricity. You know what I mean? Yeah. Is what gives us electricity. You know what I'm saying? So with electricity, it makes people love. It's so antisocial. You know what I'm saying? More. You know what I'm saying? The power of Lucifer, their light, has expanded. You know what I'm saying? Through the power of electricity. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean that he is the light. It means that it's a defense and a mechanism that Father granted. You know what I'm saying? Granted us. So the suction of reality, you know what I'm saying, steps in and hits us in the face, you know what I'm saying? And people, you know what I'm saying? People prepare themselves for judgment, you know what I'm saying? Because Zeus was the god of lightning, you know what I'm saying? Jesucristo is called Zeus in Spanish, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So if Jesus was Jesucristo and Jesucristo was Zeus, you know what I mean? Then it makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? So what's another big thing that struck me? There was 12 disciples. 13, so that's 13 countries that celebrate Easter. 13. There was 13 colonies when the Americas stepped into the Americas. They had colonized 13 colonies. Now, with Jesus gives you 12 disciples, you know what I'm saying? 12 disciples, and with Jesus makes 13, you know what I mean? So we got the resurrection of Christ, you know what I'm saying, that's mixed in with the rabbit, you know what I mean? And the rabbit represents 2 6s, you know what I mean? Represents 2 6s for the final 6, you know what I mean? To be the completion, you know what I mean? So we're in whether it's going to be a rumor or whether it's going to be a war, you know what I mean? We need one more rumor or or will the Antichrist interfere before World War III is at its peak? You know what I'm saying? But if I'm the one that's got to give birth and Taylor Swift is the one that gives birth to the Antichrist, then we need to get to work. You know what I'm saying? We need to get to work, and it'll range out within that 15-year time period. You know what I mean? Because to give it time, you know what I'm saying, say tomorrow I become famous or next year, you know what I'm saying, I meet Taylor Swift, we make kids, so about 13 or 14, about 12 years from now, you know what I'm saying, will get us almost near 15 years. You know what I mean? And it will function as it needs to be functioned. You know what I mean? For uh, the shit to work out. You know what I mean? Within that range frame. You know, so, and it's funny because, you know, Taylor is 13 too. You know what I mean? 13, December 13, 12, 13. You know what I'm saying? So 1989. And it's just all starting to fit in, you know what I mean? It's more and more and more little things and details he's hitting, and there's more things also. Out of the 12 disciples, one fell, two committed treachery, but one fell, you know what I mean, which was Judah that hung himself, you know what I'm saying? The other ones were able to redeem themselves with forgiveness and wrongdoing, but Judah wasn't able because Judah hung himself. You know what I mean? So that leaves 11 disciples instead of 12 disciples. Each disciple represents a tribe, though. You know what I mean? So it means that, you know, 12 tribes, I guess, are going to be, like you said, it's going to be gathered when, you know, and brought back to Israel after the second coming. You know what I mean? So we within that time zone. I believe he's showing me within that time zone. So we recognize that, you know, fucking Easter don't got nothing to do with Jesus Christ, but it does. You know what I mean? It does, because it was intent. He knew it was going to intend to this for like the last spiritual Adam. You know what I'm saying? Pick up and be like, all right, this is what this means. This is why this does this. This is why samurais did this, and this is why I did this. You know what I mean? And then it's all just starting to fit. Boom, 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 coming together. You know what I'm saying? So it's very powerful. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't know that 6, like I said, the world didn't spin. I believe me and Eve was made 12 years old. You know what I mean? The world didn't spin until we took the bite and was cast out the garden. You know what I mean? So being 6, being the cursed number, you double 6 times 2 is 12. You know what I mean? We got 12 ribs on one side, 12 ribs on the other side, makes 24 ribs in total. Me and the woman coming out the rib from the right side. You know what I mean? And that means a whole lot. That's why Jesus sits at the right side and not at the left side. You know what I mean? He don't sit at the left side. This left side is the power side. The right side is the weak side, which is a positive and a negative. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're smart and you're wise, you know, you could tell that I just can't come up with this kind of stuff on my own. You know what I mean? It's got to be drafted to me by the ghost, by the spirit, being very spiritual in these times for something like this. And then the funny part, because we know in the King James Bible it says it like that, but today in the NIV they put it, people already judged that out as being Jesus, so they changed it. You know what I mean? So he showed, well, what else could they have changed? You know what I mean? So today in the NIV, they say, well, they make it look, well, Jesus, you know, God was the one, you know what I mean? They make Adam, the last Adam, look like they was talking about Jesus when it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. The last Adam is what it means. It's going to come very spiritual. The Bible didn't speak about me coming up with all these solutions, and look, You know what I'm saying? And putting every little piece together. But it did speak about me coming. Just didn't, people didn't expect, you know what I'm saying, that possible. You know, so it makes sense. It makes very much sense. You know what I mean? And that's why the 666 fits into E, samurais. You know what I mean? And all these things that would give sacrifices, and you know what I mean? How the Eastern, the tradition that goes behind, how the origin started, all comes from mystery religion from Babylon. You know what I mean? In a country that celebrates it with rabbits and celebrates it the most is here in the United States. Also, there was 3 crosses that was crucified. One entered, one stayed behind. But there was 3 people that crucified with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So now, numbers mean a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Also, when Cain, see, I thought it was 79, but I was mistaken because I forgot the 3. It had to be 37. It wasn't 79. It was actually 37 years old when I had Cain. You know what I mean? Because when you multiply by 2, you skip over 3, you skip over 7, you skip over 9 when you reach the 10 fingers. You know what I mean? Also, in the giants, it had 6 fingers. Each giant had 6 fingers in one hand to make 12. That's why it was a curse. You know what I'm saying? And the number 12. Because 12 was split twice into double sixes. Sixes mean 6 days of punishment. You know what I mean? So, you know, also 12 times 30 gives us 360 degrees. Illuminati shit. So they want their grandmaster. Get that checkbook ready.